A space for new ideas and discussions. A meeting for media managers in the noble environment of the Orangery in Potsdam. This is what the M100 Sanssouci Colloquium in Potsdam is all about. Under the gaze of Frederick IV, participants discussed Europe's future and its current crisis.
But it's the first time for me in Sanssouci and the first time for me in this event. But it's a beautiful environment and a very highly qualified intellectual environment based on the people who are here, based on the questions, the quality of the discussion.
After breakfast, the guests were excited to hear the Austrian essayist Robert Renasse. In his speech, Countdown to Europe, he gave an analysis of the crisis. Here we can see quite clearly that this crisis is in fact a crisis of historical transformation. The Europe of nations cannot solve this crisis. The post-national Europe is not yet able to solve this crisis. After every speech, there was an open discussion with the audience, especially the voices of European countries that are currently under a lot of pressure were heard at the colloquium.
Greece can and will survive the crisis. Greece can and will recover. Too much was asked by Greece in too little time.
During the break, guests could relax in the gardens around the Orangery, socialize and reflect on new ideas. The colloquium also gives space for unexpected ideas.
I'm tempted to make a similarity between governing a country and driving a plane. It is more or less the same problem.
The colloquium took place in an incredible architectural surrounding. We are outside of the city center Berlin at a historically incredible venue. I am enjoying the time with colleagues coming far from Berlin, whom I usually do not have the chance to talk to as easily. It is very good that we are not distracted by the hectic of the main capital and can exchange and discuss ideas in detail. This is an excellent venue for our meeting. With breaking dawn, preparations for the awarding ceremony started. Each year, the M100 Media Prize is awarded to a personality who has left his mark in Europe and the world. In 2012, the award was given to Mario Draghi, President of the European Central Bank. His friend from school days, Luca di Montezemolo, arrived in an impressive brand new Ferrari to give a laudatory speech. High-level guests from politics, media and culture gathered at the historic venue. The Federal Minister of Finance Wolfgang Schäuble gave the main speech. His reaction was expected with great anticipation after Draghi's decision of purchasing bonds without limits. If I had known that this prize ceremony was today, I might have thought twice about coming. Deutsche Bank Supervisory Board Chairman Paul Achleitner wittingly introduced Mario Draghi by quoting Henry Kissinger.
Mario Draghi's outstanding career is well known to all of you. And while I once heard Henry Kissinger being introduced with the words, "Nobody in the world needs an introduction less than Henry Kissinger," but nobody in the world enjoys his own introduction as much as Henry Kissinger, Mario is not quite there yet.
In his laudatory speech, Luca di Montezemolo looked back at times they spent together when they were young.
I was not as good as Mario at the school. He was young, a boy. He was always very well dressed, with a navy blue always, with hair perfect. And we have been all together to find a way to disconnect a little bit his hair, but was absolutely impossible because he has been always perfect.
Mario Draghi highly appreciated the award and was visibly relieved after recently having been under a lot of pressure.
Especially because at times such as these, praise is a very scarce commodity. So you can imagine how much I can appreciate your words tonight.
After the ceremony, the guests of M100 continued their fruitful discussions. Each year, the event ends with a traditional highlight, the Gala Dinner of the M100 Sanssouci Colloquium.